Good evening from a wet Spa for round 3 of team battles. Joined with Tux as normal to chat us through all this. Evening, sir.
Evening. Yeah, everyone seemed to wanted a wet session in the server, in the Discord. So they've got their wish for quali at least. We'll see what the race holds. But we've got dynamic weather tonight. Could be wet or dry, or a bit of both maybe. Bit of a stacked field tonight as well. Two teams really going for it. Octane and Invictus Racing. There's a couple of other teams. Intercon and BMR got a chance as well, but probably a lot would have to go for them for that to happen. But yeah, it's going to be a very competitive grid, and they're all going to be a little bit nervous what the conditions are going to be at the race. What's happening in the first? Have we had any hot laps, or anyone come around on a hot lap, or it's a bit too early yet?
It's a bit too early for that. I think everyone's just trying to find their feet right now. Obviously, Spa, terrifying track to drive in the rain, as opposed to thrilling in the dry. A lot of long, fast straights, big braking zones. I think the issue for these guys is getting a setup that's going to work for both. This is some horn, take a huge cut of the corner there. Upper Rouge radio.
What's your tip for? Who's your tip for podium? Even before we see any lap times or what the conditions are. Just your stab in the dark podium right now.
Stab in the dark podium. I'm going to say if it's dry, Max Foster's going to win it. If it's wet, I think we'll see Lico or Raku in the top 3. I can't predict.
Lane looked very quick in the wet last week, didn't he?
Yeah, I have no idea what we could see potentially.
Yeah, no,
it's in the wet. It's just all very random.
Yeah, there's no Max Verstappen in this field. It could be anyone out of about 10 people to win this race, I think.
I suppose the other person you can't write off is Skunky. He's always there or thereabouts, and if it is wet, then there's always the chance that it's just the guy that keeps it clean.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just as Skunky sets pole.
Until we see the race conditions, it's hard to talk about that, but lots of different things could happen with some changeable weather, which will make it exciting for us to watch, that's for sure.
I can never remember how to get to a good Arbigo. We're on board at the moment. Let's see who we pick up. On board with Gillies. Just got through a route. I heard him hit standing water there, so the water's starting to pool.
Yeah, it's just steady wet at the moment.
It's a long straight to the Imaginator. A lot of time full throttle there.
That seems strong here though, doesn't it? It seems to be a favourable choice.
Yeah, absolutely. Will it be as quick in the dry though? That's the real thing there. I'm not sure if it will be. That's why I seen Max Foster was in the McLaren along with Williams in the McLaren. So I think if it's dry, the McLaren down these straights might be the car to beat.
There's 2 Williams in McLarens today, I believe, brothers, so it's an interesting one.
Yep. That's sibling rivalry.
Kay Williams, we've not seen him before at Sakura Sim Racing, so I don't know very much about his driving, but he seems pretty quick. R55, P3 at the moment.
Just watching Gillies come round. I just want to see, you can gauge how wet it is by how they take Blanchimont. So see if he keeps it pinned.
It's in P7 at the moment. 4 seconds off Lane there, who's also in a Ginetta.
Quite a tidy lap. Let's see, we go. Is he going to have to lift? It's a lift, it's a huge understeer, and it's an invalid lap. Prove it. And a Ginetta also. I'm just flicking through a few guys here. Wondering if anyone is on the stream chat, if they can tell us if the audio is okay, that would be fantastic. Cut to Lane and another Ginetta. We've had a hat trick of Ginettas here. Are you keeping an eye on what's happening throughout the grid there?
Yeah, I'm just having a little look. So at the minute it's Lane's P1, Richmond's P2, K Williams is P3, Viper, Thomas, Lico, Skunky, Mackay's up in P8 now, Gilly's P9. Times are changing all the time though.
Looking at Lane's onboard there, it looked like the rain was easing off a bit. He was also very confident bouncing it over curbs.
Yeah, it doesn't say it's easing off, it just says it's steady, it's just consistent at the moment.
Just watching K Williams, first time on track with us, he's quick. I think Max had a real battle with the McLaren last time out at Spa in the rain, if it got any more than what it is now.
Yeah. Hills just popped in P3 and
yeah.
Horn in P4.
Right, look at this. You can see how testing the conditions are right here now. If you look at 7 seconds between the top 20. Now, usually there's a few guys away, but you would normally see 2 seconds covering the top 20. I know it's a long lap here as well. But
two Ginettas at the top of line, Lane and Richmond. They've got a big advantage at the moment on the time screens anyway.
And the Williams brothers, different teams, but they're now 5th and 6th. And obviously pointing out, Horns just put it in 4th. Pointing out GDC are battling Scudetta SWSR for avoidance of the wooden spoon.
Yeah. See how looks like GDC are probably going to get some better qualifying positions. Can they hold them for 2 hours? That's the question. And will their equipment last?
Well, so hopefully the hotfix is taking away that failure we seen last time out.
Yeah, but it's only just come out today, so it's a bit of a test session for that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be in your mind, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're going to get about half an hour in and start thinking you can feel the wheel getting a bit hot or feeling different. Although Raku had said that the feedback felt better on it, so could be positive.
See, Max Foster's not got a lap in yet. It's halfway through the lap and he's not on an invalid lap at the minute, so maybe we should go on board with him in about, I don't know, 30-40 seconds and watch a lap on board with Max and the McLaren in the wet, because it does seem to be a handful in these conditions.
Yeah. No, UB's in the chat. How's the audio, Neil? Oh, I've just switched on to Max there, and
he's only on an out lap at the moment, so but it doesn't look great. He's struggling, isn't he? He's going wide at every corner, but he doesn't have to be in at this time, so it's a bit of an exploratory lap on that one. But 8 minutes to go, we want to get something on the board very soon.
I am rubbish at getting good angles for this. There we go. Just pick him up as he's coming through the bus stops. Slows it down. Second gear. So try to eliminate wheel spin there. It seems to bog down a bit. Thought I might have been first gear corner. Sky's looking a bit brighter. Here he goes. Coming up to the Piastri bend. Slow down. Oh, lovely line. That's a great line. Oh, and then you can see big but opposite log. He really needs to put a banker in here, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Through Rouge. A little lift. I'm not sure. Are you watching as well?
I am,
He
yeah.
was. I'm not sure if that's a track cut, but he's kept it pinned like it's not.
He's still on the valid lap.
Oh, that was very close. Brakes late here. Misses the apex. It's all over the place there. I don't think that's a result of McLaren. I think he just missed his braking spot. Or definitely went a bit deep there, and then it was just all about trying to get it turned. This was a horrible corner in McLaren the other week in the wet.
Yeah, when it was flooded, it was just almost undrivable there. But
still got confidence to run it over the curbs.
yes, just needs to complete this lap now. Looks pretty tidy so far.
Yeah. It's hard to... Well, it's not hard to... Look at that. Jesus. He's wrestling it there. There's a display of car control. Oh, that's away.
Oh no, he's lost that one. That's where he lost it earlier in the session as well, so... Wow, he's up against it now.
Williams in a McLaren, and he's blown that lap. Cut to B. Williams in a McLaren. And he's blown that lap. Is it getting wetter out there? Zielikowski in a McLaren.
It's consistent. It's not changing. It's there's no minus signal on the forecast, so it just seems to be staying as it is at the moment.
Just guys just missing marks left, right and centre here now. Or maybe just a case of starting to push it hard.
Possibly.
See, Gillies put in 14th there. I think it's a small improvement for him. I tell you what, these McLaren boys must be praying for dry. Also, watching Zielikowski, he doesn't look as loose as Foster was, so I wonder if Foster's maybe running slightly more aggressive setup.
Probably he's quite a quick driver, isn't he?
Yeah, Zielikowski seems to be quite planted. Gillies up to 8th. Just seen that flash up there. Oh, Viper's also in the McLaren. There's a good shout for a dry winner. The lane must be favourite. But
yeah. Richmond's looking pretty good too, isn't he?
Yeah, they had a good battle as well the other week.
It's a long race. It needs to keep your head for 2 hours pretty much.
Just on board with Rico in the Mercedes. Not sure. Is he on a lap or is this an out lap?
Who's that, sorry?
Rico. It's all very calm for him.
He's on a lap.
And who was it the other week at Spa? Was it Hickman that...
Yeah, he was drifting, but he's in the Porsche today.
The brave man that drifts the Porsche. Oh, what downshift for Rico coming up. Launch him on there. Mercedes popping away on the overrun there through the chicane. Let's see if Rico can improve. He doesn't improve.
So Max Foster's not on a valid lap at the moment. He's got 2 minutes 18 seconds left. He's going to have one chance to put a time lap in now.
So what do we have? We have Lane, Richmond, Hill, Williams, Horn, Skunky, Lico, Gillies in the top 10. Williams 9th, Armstrong 10th. Piper 11th, Mackay 12th. It's a great performance of Mackay. Thomas Connebier, Frankenberry Creek, Zielikowski, Carlos. That's our top 18. I was tipping Raku to do well, but sitting in the pits in 20th. So
yeah, I'm not sure he's done any practice. He seems a bit surprised by the conditions in the chat. So I think he's hoping for dry weather, hopefully. But whether he'll get that wish, we'll have to see in a few minutes.
Just watching Skunky come around here. Ever improving Skunky as a driver. Every week seems to get quicker, more consistent.
Yeah, now he's on the wheel. He's just, you can see he's just learning lots of different tricks every week, and he'll be winning races and whatnot regularly very soon, I think.
Also, just looking at that grid, it's a very strong grid that turns up for team battles, especially considering it's a GT4 race and not the favourite GT3s.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that thinking, if people like Coneby and Creek are nowhere near the top 10 at the moment, I wouldn't be either.
Yeah. It's the last round, isn't it? There's a few teams going for the championship. They want that silverware.
Max on a valid lap.
He is. I'm just watching him. He's heading down the hill now, middle sector.
I just flicked on him as well.
Doesn't need to really do too much here. Just put something on the board so he doesn't start right at the back. But
I wonder if that's the mindset right now. Because he does just need to get something. Even if he's 4 seconds off the pace, that puts him 12th.
Yeah.
And gives him a chance. The weather could throw the curveball in there. It could be a case of...
Well, if it's a dry start to the race, then that could be quite interesting.
Yeah,
because you've got all the guys who like to have the wet now, and then maybe a bit of rain later in the race, maybe.
Watching Max's. Oh, close to a track cut there. And again.
He's still on. He's still on at the moment.
He's pushing. Any thought of this just being a banker is out the window. He is pushing.
He's got to get through Marchemont. Looks quite cautious there.
Yeah.
But he's getting towards the end of the lap now. Let's stop.
I guess that turned in beautifully there.
So where's he going to be? It's going to be interesting.
Seventh.
P7, yeah.
Like all good drivers, when it counts, gets the job done, eh?
Is anyone else on the lap? I can see some cars coming towards the end.
Coming round. See if he can go any quicker, but he's pulled to the left, so I think he's been in that one. And do we have... Who's 515? The other Williams? No, everyone's just...
it's all over.
Got out of it.
So there's your grid. Ginetta front row at Spa.
Yeah, Ginetta 1-2 at Spa, yeah. Any... Goodness, look how good that top 10 is. I tell you what, the two performances that stand out there, Horn and Mackay.
Yeah.
I think even by Mackay's own admission that I don't think he thought he'd be top 10, but there he is. Gillies
One of is the last GDC driver. It's not often you see that in quali.
I know. I know.
I'm sure he'll be back in the race. He's a race man, isn't he, Conor Beer? So
It's almost worth jumping on one of their guys' Twitch just to hear what Gillies thinks of Conabier's performance.
Paul Viper's struggling with connection. I noticed he had a big red connection thing next to him, but that could be Vital Octane's push for the title.
Well,
But
yeah,
if you can't get a stable connection, then
top 4 is made up of 3 Octane drivers.
yeah, they're in a good spot.
Yeah.
But Viper might be leaving them. Might not be able to race. We'll see. Can't get connected at the moment, and we're going to find out what the race conditions are very soon.
But that's the exciting part.
So that's 1 point for Octane, the pole position already. We've got a wet start, but it's going to be drying out. That's interesting.
Oh, this is interesting now. So we've got a wet start. We'll probably be dry maybe on the 3rd lap? 4th lap?
Nah, you're going to have to start on wet tyres though, aren't you? You can't. It's going to take a minute for the track to get... You can only go on dries when it's like damp or going to greasy, really.
Rain
So you
stop.
think you can have... So how quickly the track gets dried out, but you're going to have to start on wet, I think. Well, unless you want to be really brave, you could be.
I
Start on
think
dries.
if you're not in that top 10, just get the dries on.
We just don't know how quickly that's going to change, do you? Don't know how wet the track is, really. So, don't know. Glad I'm not driving.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if anyone takes that gamble.
30 seconds.
They didn't have much time to do it, unfortunately. We should have made that a bit longer, really, but it's been a bit of a hectic week for our server guru. Joe.
It's a shame we can't see who's went dry, but we'll probably find out by the laps start and we see lap times.
If you're on the wrong tyres, you could go back to the pits now and start from the pits. I don't know if you could select half different tyres for the race. I'm not sure, actually. Who knows?
Hickman's just went back to the pits along with Lewis.
Well, they won't do an outlap, and everyone else will have tyres fired up already, and they'll be starting from the pits. B. Williams isn't moving on the grid. Oh no, he's all right.
Filter through. It's a shame we can't see what tyres they've got on here. You've got to think some people will be brave here.
The track's wet though. You're hardly going to be able to get round on dries.
I'm coming at this the other angle that the pit stop's going to cost you 30, 40 seconds, maybe more.
More than that. At Spa, for the pit lane, you're probably in there for like a minute 20, maybe more.
So if you're losing 20 seconds a lap for the opening 3 laps, then...
If you can keep it on the track.
Oh, well, yeah, that is the... Yeah, I'm saying that just like... yeah, you just jump in and just drive, and then... But you'd surely be able to be sensible. Oh no, and then... Oh, this is a real... Look at the weather. We've got rain predicted in 15.
Yeah. So it's going damp now. It's already gone damp.
So
there's going to be some early pit stops, I think.
If you're on wets, you're in trouble. Or do you just try and drive on the wets until the rain comes again? What do you do?
They're going to be hating us right now, aren't they?
I mean, you would normally say it's best to be on the right tyres, but
I didn't think it was going to dry out that quick. It's already damp, so it's going to be greasy. But then it depends how much it rains again after that. But
And the track temperature's going up right now.
yeah,
So obviously getting a bit daylight back on the track.
I think everyone just needs to try and be sensible and keep it on track here, because it's not going to be ideal conditions for anyone, probably.
Well, this is... It's damp, but there's guys still putting a lot of spray up. And I think we're already...
It's going to change to greasy by the time I think we start the race, though, which is then dry tyres probably will be.
Will anyone try and... We might see people trying to hunt out the rain, the wet, the puddles on the track, so that could be our indication as to who's on what. This is very exciting now.
We just want everyone to get through Eau Rouge on the first lap nicely. Be the first step of the getting the race underway.
So the guys who have opted to start from the pits have been able to get a good look at what's happening to the weather here.
Yeah, but I don't know how locked you are in terms of, do you have to start what you were on the grid, or can you change them? I'm not sure, because I've never done it before. Don't really know. I'd imagine there's going to be an early pit stop around here. A few people. Depends how much it rains, what the next forecast is going to be, doesn't it?
Yeah. So any idea of strategy is now out the window.
Survive, I think.
That is exactly what it is. Survive for the opening 25 minutes and just see where you are at that point.
Yeah. So they won't start till they go down the hill, so got a little bit longer to go yet.
You can actually see it. Oh, somebody's went really deep there. Is that Richmond?
Yeah, it's alright, you can catch up. So I think we've lost Viper unless he's starting from the pits. I don't see him on the list of the grid at the moment.
It says Viper's in the pits, but...
Green light, go, go, go.
There we go, and we're off. We're just watching through. Lane leads us off. Richmond behind.
Ooh, Lico's had a wobble on for Eau Rouge, and I think they all managed to survive. But look, there's a bit of a tailback after he had a wobble, I think.
Tell you what, the guys in the pits have been released quite early as well, so they're all underway, and it looks like everyone, whilst I'm not saying there's not been any contact, everyone is going.
It would be nice if there was a little tyre symbol, wouldn't there, for the spec mode to know what tyre they're on.
Yeah, it would be, yeah. I guess we'll just need to, once they settle down, watch who goes backwards or who immediately comes in. Just at the moment, I'm just on Gillies at the moment, and it doesn't look too squirmy. It looks pretty well set up. Let's have a look at Lane. Richmond right behind them. They just pulled a little bit of gap out over hill. But you're right, it would be great if we could know what tyre they were on.
It's been a clean start so far, halfway through the first lap.
Track's still showing as damp.
Yeah, I thought it might have gone greasy by now.
Yeah, I thought so as well. How quick it went wet to damp.
Must have been on the edge of damp already, I guess.
Just cut back to Gillies there because I just noticed. He's now hustling his teammate. Is that?
Horn? No, it's Mackay.
That's Mackay, yeah, so.
So,
it's all
quite
okay.
calm start for the conditions there.
There's that much
It's
going on.
good.
Skunky runs really wide.
We've got 2 cars in the pits. There's Lewis and Viper. They're not leaving the pits. Oh, Max has just had a little touch with somebody. Lico, maybe? When the bus stops went well wide. No massive damage or anything, but he lost a few spaces.
So he scraped upside the car, just cut on there.
Yeah, I just flipped on it just as it happened. I don't know who it was he was touching with. I think it might have been Lico, but I wasn't sure. But it's just told you now, this race is going to be crazy, so keep pointing the right way and you'll be going forward probably.
I'm just looking at the weather again. The predicted rain is not coming now.
It's changed. So it's going to dry up. Lap times are going to get quicker all the time. That purple lap time is going to go and flickering around different people, I'd imagine. Which is not bad conditions. It's quite... The track's always going to be getting better. Unless forecast does bring some more rain.
Just watching Williams now, just on Matt, right behind Max Foster.
Nobody pitted onto lap 1 though, did they? So they're all happy with their tyres at the moment. Richie's in the chat saying people are hunting for moisture. I've heard he's the king of the dynamic random weather, so if Richie approves, then we know we've done a good job.
Yeah. Well, let's hold on till the end of the race to see if we've done a good job. It would be nice to lure them into a false sense of security here of the weather, then to get a little random.
Well, there's plenty of cloud around, so it could certainly rain again. I do quite like it when it does this because you start seeing the dry line appear in the track as they're driving. Obviously, it's a bit far away yet. Once you get to greasy and start going to dry, that's when you start to see that. But it might not even get that far. It's gone greasy now.
Yeah, it has gone greasy now. Yeah, I do wonder if you can actually start seeing the drying line. Just saying that, watching them. I'm wondering, is there anyone out there on dries who's now rubbing their hands because they've managed to keep himself in the top 15?
There is 2 mandatory stops though, so as long as you do a long stint when you stop next, it's not like you're going to lose. You're going to lose track position, but you're not necessarily going to lose your finishing position.
Richmond right up on lane there, just seen him coming into the bus stop, actually pulled level. He was never going to get past, he was on the outside, but certainly gave him something to think about. Richmond sets fastest lap. Is he on dries?
It's an interesting thought, could be.
He's just suddenly come alive. Zilakowski in the pits, Raku in the pits. So there's wet weather tyres getting ditched.
Yeah.
Privet pitting as well. Broom stays out.
They just don't want to see a little wet symbol now come up in the 15 minutes.
Yeah. Oh,
but you've got to change. If you've got to change, you've got to change. You may have to do more than 2 spots today.
And he came way offline into the water, so...
he's probably on the wet.
That's hunting the moisture.
I've got...
if that even does anything in similar...
Max Foster and Gillies having a battle at the moment.
Let's go and have a little look at them. Oh. Foster... He's going to make the move on Gillies here, isn't he?
Yeah. He's going to be liking this drying out.
Yeah,
it's going to get quicker now.
I think it was going to come from the McLaren if it dried out. Gillies lets him go.
There's a little bit of rain on the thing, but then it goes back to dry. So we've got a bit of rain.
And just as you say that, Gillies' wiper comes back on.
It's on full blast, I think, isn't it?
do you know what? He's driving a Ginetta, isn't he? I mean, built in Yorkshire. That's probably not his decision.
The McLaren's one isn't on. It's not raining yet, but it is going to rain in a second. But probably not enough to make you want to put wets on. But not very nice conditions.
Just had a moment.
Yeah, sort of a hell of a wobble. Oh, and that was the corner he struggled. Oh,
Oh,
oh, he's lost it. He's
saves
just
it.
kept out the wall. Oh, that could be vital. We could recover from this.
That was a
But
huge save. A few cars streamed by him.
that corner, he struggled with that corner in quality, didn't he? Twice he span there.
It looked like he just clipped the curb on the inside, and then that shifted all the weight onto the outside of the car, and it just went. Gillies.
Yeah, he's done well to keep out the wall though, and
Gillies under a bit of pressure for Williams here. We'll just keep on this. Gillies goes deep. Too deep. He's trying to get out the throttle. I'll just let Williams past. Oh! Sort of righted each other. A sort of Ulton moment there where Gillies and Williams come together, then Gillies turns him round as he flashes the lights at him in pure Yorkshire rage.
Max Foster's in the pits, so I'm not quite sure what tyres he's going to put on or what he's got on. We don't know anything in this race, do we? It's complete madness.
Yeah. Brilliant stuff. Anyway, Lane started to just pull away from Richmond now. Who's in second, Hill third, Skunky fourth, K Williams fifth, Horn sixth, Eco seventh, B Williams eighth, and we're watching at the moment Gillies in ninth. Not sure if there's any back. Oh, just cut behind. We got. Is that? So that's Armstrong going past Gillies now, and then Mackay running right up on the back of Gillies.
I think Privet's had a moment and he had a little touch with Lico, and luckily Lico's come off okay there. I don't know what's going on. Privet's looks like he's a lap down already.
And Max is coming back out the pits. I'd like to know what tyres he's got on. Gillies is trying to strike back at Armstrong. Just cut back to that battle for ninth. And then Gillies has got fellow GDC driver Mackay right behind him.
And Creek's right there as well.
The Janetta suddenly went from looking a good shout here to just getting swamped by everything. Keep an eye on.
Well, it is still 1-2, but yeah.
Yeah, keep an eye on those guys, but how their times look.
These greasy conditions are tough though. They're not easy.
I think even if you're on the wets here, I think you're just hanging out to see what that 5-minute rain cloud does. You can't pit now, can you? If you're got the weather indicator on, which I assume they all will. Oh, Gillies lets it slide. And you see that rain cloud, you have to just stay where you are if you're on wets, don't you? And see what happens. Gilly comes down the inside of Armstrong. Goes a bit deep. Can Armstrong come back down the outside? No. He can. He's off the track there. The wet stuff. He's going to get a run. Gillies is now on the wrong side of the track here.
Creek's right there as well. It's a bit messy.
And Armstrong. Good little battle happening here. I don't know if there's anything else happening elsewhere. This does seem to be at the moment, so I'm just going to stick with them.
Yeah, there's a bit of a battle for 18th, but I think this is more tasty.
A little train of cars here now, because 4 or 5 cars just looking at that coming through a Rouge. And the rain's on. You just see it raining.
That's quite a lot of rain, isn't it?
Yeah.
It seems quite heavy.
The rain's just took a second out of Richmond there, so he's starting to scarper away. The boys have invested a lot of time into a wet setup. Going to be enjoying this moment.
Oh, it's going to stay raining again. There's 2 wet symbols up there now, so it's
just changed again.
It's all over the
It's just
it's just changed again, so it's going to dry out.
It's proper spa weather now. surprised we're still just greasy with the amount of rain that's coming down right now. I thought this would have quickly went to wet.
Damp. Goes damp first. Then wet.
Looks like it's pouring down.
Yeah, they're starting to kick up some more spray again.
Oh, just as creek just gets offline, goes really wide. The other part that'd be horrible for them here is, even if we go dry, they've not laid any rubber down, so we'll be green, so it'll still be be a difficult drive.
With the amount of cloud around, I think it might be like this all race, kind of raining, dry, raining. Unless I've got to think it's more likely it's going to end like wetter than drier, if you know what I mean. I don't know why, I just got a feeling. We haven't seen the sun yet, have we? Just cloud and rain.
Yeah, true. Well, let's just just staying on this little sort of Armstrong, Gillies Creek, Mackay, Williams, Frankenberry, Thomas train that we've got going. What Gillies could do.
Lane's really pulling away now, 6 seconds ahead of Richmond.
Yeah.
Horn is actually pushing Williams. You on that battle, or no? You're the one behind, aren't you?
Shall I jump up and have
Yeah,
a look?
Horn's right on Williams.
Track's still only damp.
These are tough conditions. They're probably mostly on dry tyres now. They want to pit, but they shouldn't.
Yeah.
It's another little survival 5 minutes here, I think.
I think the thing is if you've been watching that, within the last 5 minutes you've seen it change 5 or 6 times. You thought, I've got the range here to stay. Oh no, it's clouds again. Oh, we're back to rain. Williams is just starting to pull away a bit from Horn. I wonder if he's now starting to look a little bit more cautious on the brakes and on the throttle. It looks slidey for him. I'm wondering if we're about to go wet rather than just damp.
No idea.
Gillies is just cut back to that battle. Looks like Mackay's past Gillies. So oh no, he's not. No,
Privets parked at the side of the track after turn 1. I don't know what's going on with him.
Gillies is hassling Creek. It's Creek's came past Gillies.
Foster and Raku have just both pitted. They're line and stern, 21st, 22nd. Shouldn't really be battling here. They should just hopefully get a good clean stint together. Yeah, especially in these tricky conditions.
Try and save themselves a bit.
Max has gone wide into a corner there. He's okay, but it's just not looking comfortable in McLaren in these conditions.
Let's cut back to Murray there, who's got Broom right behind him now. So we'll look at these guys a bit further back. Murray's car looks like it's seen a bit of action. He just caught right up on Carlos for BMR. He's obviously had a moment, had to get out the throttle. Murray's nearly run into the back of him. He was going that slow into the bus stop there.
Has the Viper managed to get going, but he's 4 laps down, so
yeah.
It's going to be a long race for him, isn't it?
He's the team player there, isn't he? He's just going to try and get some sort of points.
Yeah, could be crucial, who knows, get 1 or 2 points.
What's going on there?
Probably some people are going to drop out as the race goes by. It's just the way it goes with these races, so...
Cut back to the Armstrong, Gillies, Mackay, Williams battle. Creek's got Barnes starting to creep away, so
Gillies is right in the action, isn't he? Must be loving it.
This is what Gillies wanted. Oh, and that's the rain stopped.
Oh, it's stopped now, so yeah. There's no rain on the forecast, so probably just in time. If it rained any longer, though, anyone who's on dries was going to have to just get in there and get rid of them again, won't they?
Yeah. So
I'm just going to do a little bit of a look at Gillies' stream. I just want to see what he's on tyres wise. Interesting. What tyres do you reckon Gillies is on?
I would guess wet, because when we went to damp, we got quicker.
Okay. I won't tell you the answer, but I just thought I'd ask.
Why?
Because I don't want to give his secrets away. You know.
I'm gonna have to check for myself now. I wonder if Gillies' tyre choice gives an indication of what everybody else is running.
Could well do, yeah. Could be a lot of pit stops soon. Oh, do you see the message there? Looks like slicks are now optimum.
So we're going to see everyone who is on. We'll get to see who's on wets now, because if you've had that message and there's no rain on the radar...
It would have said that before, because we got to Greasy, didn't we? But it had that rain on the forecast. Now there's no rain on the forecast, so... They're hunting that. You can see the drivers are hunting the wet patches.
Yeah, I was having a look at other guys' streams there. And there's a mix of tyres out there. I'm going to say, looking at other people's streams, there's some guys who are going to be very disappointed, and there's other guys who are going to be loving this right now. There's a few chaps who've battled through, done a great job, and we're going to reap the rewards here. So we do have at least 15 minutes now, by the looks of it, of slick tyre weather. So let's see what happens. We'll just pop back to Hill. He's just pulling up on the back of Skunky. Lane still scarping off down the road.
Yeah, Lane's in a very good spot, it looks like, isn't it?
Let's see if Lane comes in to the pits.
I wouldn't have thought so. He's on dry tyres, I think.
I think the losers here are going to be people that started on wets and need to come in around about now.
Yeah, they've done really well there, to be honest with you, the first 20 minutes, because it looks like there's guys on both strategies there. Some are on dry, some are on wet. And it was suiting different ones at different moments, but now it's going to probably... Oh, no, there's rain on the forecast. Oh, oh God.
Oh my goodness.
Well, they didn't want a dry race, so...
I don't know what's more challenging, actually. Flooded, or this persistent uncertainty over, like it's neither one tyre or the other now, so...
Yeah. No, it's not nice.
So there's guys driving about with tyres that are stone cold, praying that they can get some heat into them, and there's other guys now driving about on wet tyres that are probably like balls of fire. seeking out water. And what do? Could we see a puncture?
It's possible if you PSI. I don't know what the limit is on the PSI, but it's possible. Gillies just overtaken Williams there for P10.
Oh, let's look at this. Oh, yeah, so he has. Williams going to get a run back at him. Williams going to get past him here again under braking. Yes, he is. He dropped out here, so Lewis BMR, I don't know if he's actually not seen him out on track.
I don't think he made it on track. I'm not quite sure what happened.
He's got some stuff to deal with at home, unfortunately, I think. So that comes first. He'll be a bit disappointed in that. And that probably is going to hand those guys the wooden spoon, I think.
Yeah, well, GDC are looking quite good at the moment for some good points. Horn's having a great drive. Conabeer's working his way up the GDC chain now. He's ahead of Mackay, behind Gillies.
What we have is I just noticed, looks like Raku's back in the pits.
Racker's gone greasy now, but that rain in 15 minutes looks quite heavy to me. I don't know about you.
It does look heavy, yeah. Just watching, guys, now you can now see who's driving on wet weather balloons right now, because they're just all over the place.
It's not nice. The track just can't decide what it wants to do, can it? Worst, I don't know if it's worse. It's a good question. Is it worse than flooded? Probably they'd say that is right now, because you just want the other thing, don't you? But I don't know. You can, if you're clever and if you're a bit lucky, gain a lot of spots.
It's, yeah, as a driver, you want one or the other. You want it dry or you want it wet. You don't want this greasy to damp to greasy. It's just there's no tyre for it. We don't have an intermediate tyre, so
yeah.
I'm just watching Horn at the moment. He just went past Williams. And Frankenberry's pitted.
I reckon this track's going to go to
track temperatures went up
green
3 degrees
for
in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah. Do you reckon it's going to go to green before it starts raining?
I think it is going to go to green, which means if you're on wets and that goes to green with a 26 degrees track temperature, you're going to suffer.
Yeah, at least if you're on the dries now, you can change to the wets. I said if you're on the wets, you can change to the wets, but if you're taking your first pit stop already,
yeah,
then you're potentially going to have to take the second one with an hour and 10 minutes to go.
Just flip back to Skunky there. Hills obviously had a bit of an issue because Skunky's now just crawled right up in the back of him, or
I think they're struggling on wets, I reckon. Skunky might be on dries. Because Richmond and Hill are dropping back at a similar rate.
Oh, right,
I
okay. Skunky does not look like he's sliding about on wets.
Lane's on dries, and he's in position A.
He's just crept away a bit. Yeah. Now Horn's putting in some laps right now.
Great drive from Horton. Let's hope he keep it up. We know he's got pace, but
yeah.
He's had some funny moments, hasn't he? Where he's hit certain walls and stuff. But he's obviously very quick. But Watkins Glen hit that wall every time he came round.
The arm caught every time, didn't he?
But we know he's quick when he really, takes seriously, and we know GDC don't want to get the wooden spoon, don't we? So Steve's cracked the whip this week and made sure they're on their A game.
He's cracked it so much that even Mackay has got his finger out, hasn't he? We have a little look down through the field just as there's not much going on. I'm just going to go to Hickman just to...
Conobit is getting close now to Gillies, 1.5 back.
Let's keep an eye on that, and we'll, for the memories, we'll watch Conabeer go past Gillies.
So Raccoon now is that both his stops, unless he's on the wets. Well, I don't know what type. If he's on the wets right now, he's struggling, isn't he? But he should be on him in a few laps. Probably. I don't know. I feel for some of these drivers who've pitted early.
Is Conabeer now ahead of Gillies?
I don't know. Yeah, he is on there. So I don't know what's happened there. Gillies got so he was looking at his mirror so much that he
is Gillies on wets, Conabeer's on dries now, so there is nothing you can do.
Yeah. I think Gillies now, he's probably not very happy with me. I've decided just to go watch a bit of Hickman. I don't really want to listen to Gillies stream right now because he's probably saying lots of nasty things about me, so going around with big balloon tyres.
Yeah, although he's done it here at Spa before. He's drove the life out
and if the forecast didn't have rain in 15 minutes, he'd probably be pitting for dries, but he can't really pit for either right now, I don't think. So he's in a real bad spot.
And then Creek, who was streaking away, now has Armstrong right behind him. I'm just going to cut to that battle. It would be great if we could see what tyres they were on. Oh, Creek. It's wild. Let's just see who's better under the braking here, get an indication of... Armstrong's
Hey, Williams is in the pit.
What a crazy time to pit.
It is a bit, isn't it? We just don't know what that rain's going to be like. We might not even be there by 50, can disappear sometimes, these rain forecasts. So.
Armstrong gives Creek a hit. It's
yeah.
Nice to see. Mackay now running up on
go
the
in
back
the steward's room.
I see was that Thomas I seen going down the pits as well?
Yeah.
I'm just watching Mackay here. He's running right, just drove right up on the back of Gillies here. Gillies.
Tell you what, that's 2 IVR drivers as well who are leading the championship. Octane have only got 3 cars. Well, I think it's Viper's racing, isn't he? But IVR could be in trouble here. These pit stops don't work out.
I think it's really obvious now Gillies is on wets. He's hunting puddles that just aren't there, and people are just driving past him now.
Yeah, Viper's out. He tried to connect 8 times. It's weird because everyone else has been pretty stable, isn't it? So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Octane doing pretty well though. They're in P1, P3 and P5.
Any battles out there? So, a little watch your lane.
Gillies, Mackay, Creek, Conabeer, Armstrong. P8.
Oh yeah. Conabeer's streaking through the field.
He must be on dries. It's kind of life. Yeah, there's 2 raining icons now on the forecast, so you're going to need wet tyres soon.
It's going to be really tough for them.
You'd almost prefer now it just stayed wet, I think, rather than yo-yo.
Is that what we would prefer, or...?
Well, they had enough torture already, so I wouldn't begrudge them it. It's still wet racing, it could be tricky. Hour 18 left of this race.
Yes, so here's the question, I guess. If... Oh. 21's got a stop go. That is
Broom.
Broom. If you're on wets right now and you've just driven them through 15 minutes of drying conditions, is there still life in them if it starts raining
No,
again?
I think you're gonna have to pit anyway, but you're not wasting a pit stop in the meantime. But you're gonna have to pit first part of the track.
Very interesting here. There we go. Connebeer just drives past Armstrong. Like he wasn't there.
Lane now has a 22-second lead, so I'd guess Richmond and Hill must be on wet.
Oh, Skunky's pitted.
Looks like it's going to rain quite a lot. It's gone green now as well, the track. It's such a bad time to pit. I don't know if they had to or what, but
Just cut to Max Foster now. He's now cutting through the field.
I think they're all going to have to put wets on, new wets on soon. Not too many laps, I think.
Tell you what, Max has done a pit stop. Skunky's pitted from 5th, I think, there, so it'll be interesting to see, and that'll be one stop each. It'll be interesting to see where Max comes out in relation to Skunky.
And also Williams, who's the car ahead, so they're going to be very close. They're going to overtake him, I think, on this straight just. They're going to might come up between them.
Yeah. So Max is still in this. Assuming he's not needing to stop for tyres when the rain starts, which he's going
He's going to have to. I think he's on
right
dries, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going to have
What's
to.
Skunky put on? Is he put on dries? Because if he has, he's going to have to put again for wets in a minute, probably.
Surely he's not made that mistake, has he? I think he's just...
Yeah, they're going to overheat very quickly there. He's going to pray and that rain starts really soon if he's on wet.
We're all just starting to space out a bit here, so... Just cut down the field a bit, and we've got Holcomb, BMW, Archer behind him. Broom still...
So did Broom have a pit speeding penalty? Was that what got him?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Also, looks...
Sometimes it's a drive-through, isn't it?
Richmond's now in the pits.
He's got to be putting wets on, I hope. Surprised how many people are pitting right now. Brendan Williams is in the pits too. And Creek.
Do you think
And someone else.
Are they looking at the predicted weather and thinking they don't want to drive past the pits now for the heavens to open?
Potentially, I guess. This is horrible conditions.
Murray pits, Creek pits, Williams, B. Williams pits, Richmond's in the pits. People are having a gamble here.
Will it stay raining though? Right. How many pit stops are we going to have to do today?
Well, you can see now that and the rain is on now. The rain is on. The track is still good. So the rain, it was meant to be heavier than this. It's not come to that, but the rain is back on.
It's just, I think it will change soon. I think this is, sometimes there's a little intermediate, like, it doesn't just go heavy straight away, it goes light and then heavy a few minutes later.
I wish we could do some sort of interviews with drivers after this.
I think I might have to go into hiding for a few days. 'Cause
I've never seen. I joked all week. Track's now greasy.
It's getting dry after the rain as well.
I joked all week with the guys on the Discord that this was going to happen to them, and people sort of played along. But it's actually playing out like this. Horns in the pits, Hill's pitted. They're clearly going to
Yeah,
go for West.
it's a complete lottery now with these conditions. It's just not settling in one or the other, is it? It's just going to keep yo-yoing.
You can see what I'm just going to follow Gillies around a bit just to see if he decides to pit, or because it might now be. Oh, the rain's only on for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know. I said it's going to try again.
It might be worth Gillies trying to hang out there on this.
But you don't know what's going to do after that. It might then rain again. It's so yo-yo.
Gillies has lost it. Oh, it's not saved it.
Oh,
That's
no.
beautiful. I caught that on stream. You'll be loving that.
If you just hang on, you could be in a good position. It's going to be a really frustrating, hard race, this one. It seems like it's just going to keep doing. The rain's going to get quite hard, I think, now that it's going to get quite wet, the track, I think.
Cut back to Armstrong, who was getting dropped by Connor Beer, who's now coming right up behind him again.
Don't get your pit lane penalty. I know it's going to be frustrating going through the pits here, probably. And at Spa, it's such a long pit lane as well, but leave a bit on the table, don't get a penalty coming in. That will really wreck the race. Like for Neil now, the stop and go.
Oh, yeah.
That's like a lap and a half. Well, no, it's not, is it? It's the same as a pit stop, but it's still, 90 seconds probably.
Yeah,
at least.
yeah. Yeah, you've got to be sensible there.
It's already damp. It's going to get wet here very quickly.
Oh, Gillies is off. I was going to say he stayed out, but he's off. He's in 5th because everyone else is pitting, but he is now on the right tyres. If they have any
Little one
life
says,
left.
"Evening, guys. This looks absolutely brutal. Great to watch." The laughing emoji. He was meant to be driving, but he backed out, and he obviously had a premonition about this one.
I mean, it's raining so heavy right now.
Yeah, it's going to get wet. But then it's going to dry by the looks of things, so that could change.
Lane's pitted. What tyres does he go for?
Yeah. I think he's got to put the wets on probably, but he's done it on dries already. Maybe he'll do it again. I might have a little look at his screen.
Connor Beer's now up to 3rd, having not pitted. And we doubted him. The GDC Master is showing us how it's done. Any battles going on? So Skunky pulled right up on the back of Kyle Williams. Is that the K? Kyle and Brandon. Is that the Williams brothers?
Yeah.
So everyone is pitted apart from Connor Beer, Armstrong, and Gillies now.
Just having a look at
Connor Beer now
lanes.
pitting. I mean, what are they pitting for at this moment in time? What tyre could you possibly put on?
I think Lane's put dries on.
I think dries could be a bad call here. That's the track wet now.
He's on wets. He's on wets. Lane's on wets.
How do you know that?
I'm watching his stream.
Aye. Yeah. Little man saying he's glad he was working late. He's lying, he'd love to be out there in battle here. Skunky really hassling Kyle Williams now. I was going to say, they're probably on the same tyres, but we've seen just how poor the McLaren is in the wet, so Skunky and the Mercedes now just all over him. It doesn't also help that the McLaren's brakes are so poor. It's not exactly giving you confidence in these conditions. Skunky's going to go round the outside of the McLaren. There's a difference in grip right there. And he's away.
So Foster's pitted again now. So he must put the wets on.
You just can't be on the wrong tyres in the McLaren, I don't think. Gillies now pitting.
Yeah, he's
I think Gillies would do well. Oh, he's hit the inside of the wall there as I watch him come down the pits. He'd do well to change tyres there. Armstrong now
going
picks up.
onto another set of wets, I think.
A bit further back, let's have a little look. Barcher is now gaining on Foster. That's it. Another. Oh, Barcher just had a big moment. I've just jinxed him. So sorry. I've just jinxed him. He just lost it there, touched the wall.
Oh, that's a shame. He's in the pits.
He's obviously been in tyres. Everyone's a bit spaced out. Let's just have a little look at what's going on out there. Just watching Zielikowski in a scuffed up McLaren as well, sliding it round the corner. Guys are going off track all the time here. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing some track limit penalties.
You don't get them so much in the wet. It just doesn't. Game doesn't penalise them because you're going at a slow speed. It seems to let them ass a lot of the time in the wet.
So are we thinking everyone's on wets right now?
If they should be, I guess. It's going to be really tough if you're not. But we just can't trust the track. The conditions just can't make their mind up, can they? So.
And we've got Foster, Holcomb and Raku who have all made their mandatory pit stops.
Yeah, a couple of Intercon drivers there, so they're not looking too great on the console at the moment.
Just watching them come through Rouge there, you can just see how wet it is. Starting to get a bit standing water now.
Gibby's puts fucking your 3 weather in the chat.
That's what
yeah, I think I read his mood.
That's what he wanted. That's where he felt.
I think he wanted rain, didn't he? But not.
That's where he felt the GDC strengths lay.
Okay. Been exposed live on air there.
Yeah, look at the lead lanes now got over hill. 27 seconds.
It's crazy, isn't it? Got pole position and started on dries.
Also has the fastest lap now. So top 10 is Lane, Hill, Richmond, Horn, Rico, Skunky, Williams, Armstrong, Williams, that's Brandon Williams, and then Coneby.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll tell you about 3 drivers, but they're in really good positions. So it's Leaper and 25. I think IVR are okay at the moment.
Still an hour of this mayhem to go in this weather.
We're missing on the IVR drivers. So I'm looking at that, isn't it? Yeah, we're missing Troya, so they're down to 3 as well. So.
Who was that we're missing, sorry?
Elias Troya. I don't know if that's how you say his name. He was in the Alpine, but I've not seen him today, so he also didn't turn up. So they are potentially in a bit of danger of losing the championship because they currently lead it at the moment.
Notice we've lost Hickman as well. It's a technical issue.
Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing.
Just watching Williams is driving around behind Skunk. He's got a BMW behind him, but I think that car's actually a lap down. I think it's Holcomb. But what we're going to have is the guy in 7th holding up the guy in 20th.
Gilly's lost a lot of ground, hasn't he? Because he pitted from a decent position, but now he's behind a lot of people who also pitted.
He had a few incidents. I've seen him a couple of
Ah,
times.
okay.
The bonnet of the car was flapping, so
Ah, okay.
he probably lost a fair chunk through an incident.
Oh, okay. Yeah, very challenging conditions out there. It's the way the server's done it. In the lead up to the race, everyone was saying there's a rain still on the server. Well, it very much was.
Yeah, look at the weather now. The rain's about to stop and we're going to go dry, so everyone will need to jump back in the pits. Tux, I'm going to just need to quickly do something, so you're now in charge of the comms for a couple of minutes there. I'll just flick you on to Gillies, who's just gone past Sielkowski.
Okay. I've got my own feed as well, so it's all good. Any close battles out at the moment. No surprise really with the. It's almost become a battle against the weather rather than each other here. A bit of a shame really, because I think it would have been a really good race, a closer race probably, if the weather had made its mind up one way or the other. That's sort of what can happen at Spa. Seen it this weekend. Couldn't really make its mind up.
And I'm back. What madness have I missed? No doubt something's happened.
For Lane, nothing really. It's just serenely winning the race. But yeah, there's not many big close battles at the minute. Archer, maybe, on Thomas, P20.
He's cut back there. I notice Raku's in the pits again.
Oh god. It's
Crazy
just right
guy.
before the weather's going to change as well. It's like, just hang on a little bit longer. It's going to dry out again, probably.
Yeah, it's going to dry out again, yeah. You'll see everybody come back in for tyres. Got to assume right now everybody's on wets. Surely.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Not easy to keep it going the right way on a track like this. On dry tyres.
Just got
When it's wet.
on just now. He's got room behind him and just Thomas just ahead of him, so we'll just watch these guys. Also just trying to keep one eye on the potential weather. When will this rain stop?
Very soon, I think.
Richmond's also starting to catch Hill for second. Trying to see who that. Archer's had to let somebody through, but I can't see.
It was Carlos, I think. 12. P12 just lapped in.
Ah, right, okay, yeah. The BMR and the Southwest Sim Racing colours, they just look quite similar in the rain there. And
Yeah.
the rain stopped.
Yeah, they do. It has, yeah, it stopped.
dice for everyone here. Looks like they're
Yeah,
going
well, if they're gonna have to hold station for a minute and just plan ahead, but not in concrete, because you just got to keep an eye on that weather and see. Like we said earlier, we hope maybe it rained consistently now. I kind of just hope it dries out consistency now, but I just got a feeling it's not going to do that. It's probably going to rain again. This server seems to be set up and just not knowing what to do, does it?
Whilst I appreciate what you're saying, is I am enjoying seeing them navigate these conditions. But
yeah, no, there is some challenges.
If you're out the top 10 right now, is it worth you, rather than trying to be conservative and see what happens?
It's just such a long pit stop, isn't it? Yeah, it's a long pit stop there, isn't it? A lot of time lost in the pit lane.
Watching Richmond now, 2.5 off hill, he's in third place currently. I have noticed his. Got back there, looks like. I thought Zielakowski had maybe caught up with Holcomb there, but I'm not sure what's going on there. I'll leave him to it, see if I can figure that out. But yeah, Richmond is now catching Hill. Rain is stopped. Track will be drying. Temperature.
Yeah, it'll take a little while because it's quite wet, wasn't it? So.
Track's at 27 degrees. This is going to dry pretty quickly, I think. Oh.
God.
I was just waiting for you to see that. So, oh, what do you do? You're now stuck out there on wets, aren't you?
The track's still wet at the minute, so I think you just got to hold it on as long as possible. But yeah, it's typical, and I had a feeling that it was going to do that. It's just.
We are halfway through. Keep pushing.
Seems stuck in a loop of going either way.
I am very curious to see what feedback we receive from the drivers on this.
I think the sun's come out now as well.
Oh yeah, the sun's out, yeah. Glorious, it's like a Scottish day. It's rain, sun, rain, clouds. This is brilliant.
Yeah, it's a bit like that time here, mate, as well. Well, with the sun's going to accelerate the driving of this track, which probably isn't great, seeing as there's rain on the horizon, but maybe it will burn the rain away. We just don't know at the minute, do we? Can't. It's got more of a chance of drying quicker now it's sunny, potentially. That might just be an isolated shower behind it, who knows. Definitely getting brighter.
It looks brighter. And we've got...
If you go on board, you can see it's blue skies.
Oh God, look at the rain. The rain has now just went to proper heavy rain in 15 minutes. So. This is difficult for the guys.
Yeah, it's a bit too much this really. It's not what we wanted, but when you go dynamic, you can't really. I know it's crazy.
It's barbecue weather out there right now.
You almost just prefer just to carry on now, let the track completely dry out. But it looks like it's going to rain again.
However, look, credit to the drivers. This has been very difficult, and we've still got a lot of guys running there. I don't think that anyone quit due to incidents, and we've had clean racing.
Yeah. It's an experience for him, for sure. Let's hope they are not too traumatised
Lane continues to just charge away. Richmond's just taken. I'm just going to sit on board on that. This is the closest battle. He's not quite got to the back of Hill yet, but he's getting that way. I tell you what, as well, who else is sneaking in there is Lico is sneaking up.
I think he needs to. We don't know the points. I can't look. I could have a little look at some point, but I think Octane are really pushing for winning this thing. They're in second at the moment in the overall standings.
Amazingly, the track is still wet.
Yeah, it's going to go damp very soon. It doesn't. Yeah, it's gone damp now.
Just as you say. It's 28-degree track temperature, 21-degree air, and the sun's out. I expect to see a dry line already with this many cars on track. Coincidence that we go from wet to damp and Hill starts to creep away again from Richmond?
Probably not.
In the sky now for this view I've got here.
Yeah, I'm interested where this rain cloud's going to come from. You can't see it at the moment, can you?
Is there anything else going on out there that's worth picking up? I don't think there is at the moment.
No, not really. It's all very spread out.
That's the other thing. With this
Lane
game.
is just lapping Max, which is interesting.
The other thing that's worth pointing out here is the concentration required at the moment for these guys.
Yeah, it's not easy. We're setting the challenge, yeah.
You just can't
Well, the
settle
server
into a
has-
groove. Every lap is now different, so you have to be switched on. Richmond took a huge chunk out of the hill there as he ran wide, probably had to get out the throttle. So we still have Lane, Hill, Richmond, Horn, Lico, Skunky, Williams, Connebeer, Mackay and Creek. Connebeer just worked himself back into that top 10 there. Gillies, the back marker for GDC. Also, I forgot Skunky had a knee injury that would have prevented him from running last week, so he's doing well. Now we're into this race.
Yeah. He said he wanted changeable conditions as well, so... Oh! Lane's lost it. He's hit the wall.
Oh! How much time will we lose there? Bonnet's flapping, quite big damage. What you don't want to do is lose any front end downforce. I'm just on him right now in these conditions.
He's going to have to pit that, surely. But what tyres do you put on? Well, he could hang on a little bit. I don't know how big the damage is. I could have a look.
I think when your bonnet's flapping, you've lost at least 20-25% of your downforce on the front end, so if the rain comes back on and he doesn't fix that, that's just going to be understeer everywhere.
Yeah, he has to fix that at some point, but it's just not a good... You know, he's on the wet tyres. He's trying to make it to the next weather change. It's a real tough race for these guys. You know, they've taken them to the extremes of the game a little bit.
So I think he was 35 seconds ahead of Hill here, so he's lost 10 seconds with that incident. It's probably not enough to give Hill
I'd say with the damage that puts Hill right where with him, maybe.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, if he has 30 seconds of damage to fix, then it's still saying damp, but it looks like we're seeing dry line now. So we must be about to go greasy slicks optimum at any moment now.
Yeah, it must be about to go to greasy, like you say.
It's going to cut to Frankenberry. We've not seen him on stream yet. He's got Armstrong behind him. I think this will be for position. If you want to talk about people making wild car selections, he's picked a Chevy and at Spa in the wet. He's just run it really deep there. Just streaking by him there. Just got to go back to Richmond. He's right back. He's right tucked up behind the Aston Martin of Hill now.
Yeah, that could be a... There's not many big battles at the moment, is it? So for one for P2, that's definitely worth watching. So yeah, it's gone greasy now.
They'll be suffering now.
This will be the race to remember for these guys. Sure.
I think right now top 10 will feel like an achievement.
Yeah, definitely. This is like... It's not what we wanted really with the settings. You want a chance of rain or wet, but not make its mind up, go one way or the other, not keep going between the two. It's the worst scenario really, to do it for this long. It's done it quite a few cycles now, isn't it?
Yeah, look at the dry line now forming. You can just see it on stream there.
It's going to go green. It's going to go green before it rains again, that's for sure. It's almost there now, I think.
Yeah, it looks like it now.
Oh, Hills.
Sideways, that's going to let Richmond get on there. Oh, this is
Sort of side by side.
Who's going to be brave here? I mean, Hills on the greasy bit of the track. Does well there. Good driving from both of them. A little bit of respect.
It's a long race, don't need to. Lane's in the pits.
Also, Lane's
Don't know
pitted.
what he's going to put tyres on. It's going to be raining soon again.
It's going
5 minutes time.
It's going to be. Oh, I was going to say it's going to be light rain. It's rain, and then we've got some real heavy rain coming in. So.
God. It doesn't stop this race. It's just continually splitting between the two.
Let's not assume the drivers are hating us right now. Let's wait for the feedback. They could be enjoying this. Tell you who's not enjoying it. Hill's not enjoying it, having that Janetta of Richmond all over the back of him there. Achilles is going backwards now. 8 knots, just noticed that as well.
Yeah, I think he's on balloon tyres again, waiting for this window.
I think for all these guys, the rain cannot come quick enough. Just checking Lane, still sat in the pits.
Yeah, he's putting wet tyres on, I think. So, he should be anyway.
Sensible.
It's still greasy actually, it's not gone green, surprises me.
Lane's been sat there for quite a while.
He's got a lot of damage, hasn't he?
When he gets back out there, nothing rash though. He's got the pace just to.
Well, he's going to be potentially in traffic, he's going to be coming out. Well, not a lot of traffic, but he's going to be not coming out. He's coming out 6th, 7th, 8th, something like that, I'm not sure.
Just been checking, he's about to come out because the damage is now fixed. So he's fixing damage, so it must have been bad because we've seen him drive some pretty beat up cars before and still have a bit pace.
Right, the same spot that Stroll hit the wall there, wasn't it, on quali?
Yeah.
Not a lot of runoff there. So he's out and wet, and it's going to have to try and find a little bit of moisture on crap that there is left. So that sunshine's now gone.
With the way the tyres are, how do you come out the pits on a wet tyre in dry conditions?
It's mental, isn't it?
Somehow get it in a window to work.
You just got to not put any wheel spin for it, essentially. But it's not really nice.
Still watching Richmond.
We're just praying for that rain to start.
First, Carlos into the pits. I've seen him there as Hill's.
But it's lane's definitely at risk here because there's no guarantee that rain's going to stay, is it? Everyone's at risk here, I guess. But
true.
Lane
Yeah.
thought he had the race in the bag to a certain extent.
Yeah, that is. Lane has to now be just praying for this to rain all the way through, because if the boys ahead of him get to back into the wet with these tyres and then it dries and they're a stop ahead of him.
Max Foster's 20 seconds behind Lane, both pitted twice.
Oh yeah, just cut on to Max. Good drive for him.
Challenging one. I'd imagine he's not had to work as hard as this in a race many times. So Lane's tyres will be heating up massively now, and just be praying for that rain to start.
Now, what we have seen before is say it's going to rain, then turn to clouds. There's the rain now.
Yeah, he'll be loving that.
He's watching Thomas come round. So I don't imagine many of these guys will pit. Broom's in the pits. Sure what he's doing there. Let's go back to Thomas. And Porsche. He's keeping himself right. Just grinding through. That's the track temperature starting to drop as well now. Richmond is right on hill now. He's cut back to the battle for the lead.
I imagine Richmond and Hill right in the chance of winning this race now. Even if it does carry on raining, which the forecast says it will for the moment. Maybe it's just going to settle into a last minute, 40 minutes in the rain.
I'll tell you what, the top 9 all want it to dry though, don't they?
Yeah.
Because they're going to have to
Lane wants it to rain more and more, doesn't he?
Yeah, they have to go in for a pit stop, so an alternate set of tyres is what they need. Hill's doing a great defensive job here. Richmond's clearly quicker at this stage in the race. Hasn't been for most of the race, but clearly is now, but just can't get past. Track's
It's now
damp.
gone damp. Yeah. His tyres on Lane's car will be starting to cool down a little bit.
Rico in 4th is starting to gain on Horn as well. Keep an eye on that one.
Certainly, I don't know if anyone did this, but I don't know if anyone just filled up their whole car as much as possible, just so they weren't kind of constrained by fuel bringing them in the pits.
Oh yeah, that's a good point as well actually, yeah. I wouldn't have thought of that, but you're probably better to be driving about in a full tank, and then it'd be devastating when you stop for fuel right now, not knowing what way this weather's going to go. We'll look back through the field. Mackay's catching Cornerby as well.
But he's done well, and he's He's now lead GDC. No, he's not. Paul is.
Yeah, GDC
Paul's
doing really
Paul's
well.
had a great race. So
In fact,
Richmond is now ahead
takes
of.
the lead, yeah.
Yeah.
I missed that. He's now streaking away.
Lane's tyres will be starting to. It's now wet. Oh no! It's this cloud. It's going to dry again.
It's not. It's great news for the top 8. It's not great news for the boy in 9th.
Oh dear! I can't believe this weather. It's not done this like at all in any of the practicers.
Temperature is just dropping all the time now. Everything's going against him here. Mackay catching Cornerbeer. Hill just starting to drop off the back of the Ginetta, but the Ginetta's always been strong in the rain. Oh, Richmond. Huge moment. That's going to let Hill come right back at him. He's flashing the lights at
They're
Hill
having a
there.
great race.
It's a great race there. Richmond just came through a rouge a bit hot and it just threw him wide, and he had to get out of it or he was going to hit the barrier. It's a good little battle here. I'm just trying to look through to see if anything else is happening out there. Don't think it is at the moment. The other winners with this weather, I'm going to also just point out, probably Murray and Gillies, although for some unknown reason Murray's decided to pit now when it's... Oh my god, the weather's changed again. Now we have 5 minutes left of this, so... But yeah, Gillies will be a winner here.
Yeah, he's selling the wets, isn't he? So they'll come back to life a little bit now.
Hill just gets the back end, steps out, and then just lets Richmond come right up beside him. He's going to have to defend. These guys are going for it. 25 minutes to go. We're getting to the business end now. Oofed. Don't know if you're watching this, but
yeah,
Hill's just snaking the Aston Martin everywhere now.
It's raining hard now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Actually, it's starting to see standing water on the Kennel Strait as well. So we're now into real extremes as they both run wide. There's an indication of how wet that's getting. Both following each other off wide. God, they'll be hating this now.
Oh, Hill's in the pits.
Hill's in the pits. What was he thinking here? That must be fuel. Surely. So Richmond takes the lead.
Maybe.
Richmond takes the lead. Is there any
It's just complete randomness, and who's. It just can't tell what this weather's going to do, so you just don't know what to put on the car. In general, it seems like the dry tyres have been the better choice just because it gives you more options, but once it rains too much, you can't have them on.
And Richmond, wow! That's the second time in a row there he's just caught water, and he's just caught more standing water.
Yeah.
So now we're at a very dangerous point of the race.
It's going to take a while to dry from this, even when it stops raining, I think.
Have a little look at Creek, someone else who's only made one pit stop. Was at the business end for a while. He's kind of found himself going backwards, but this. Look how heavy it's raining there. God. This is a battle now. Lane's got himself up to 9th. So it's Richmond, Horn, Rico, Hill, Skunky, Connerbeer, Mackay, Williams, Lane, Creek. So top 10. So Hill's not going to retain 4th. Is he going to get going in time here? He's trying to have a look. He's not. No.
Creek's in the pits.
Oh, yep, Creek is in the pits. Let's cut to somebody else. Let's have a look, see where Hill comes out. You've got to be careful coming out.
Behind Connerbeer.
So you see Connerbeer sliding it. Oh, Hill's vulnerable here because we've also got Mackay behind him with wets in the operating window. So
Billy's is in the pits.
tyres there doing for it.
Thought he might have stayed a bit longer then, because he was on wets already, I think.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
I'm guessing he's got some damage, maybe. I think he might have hit the wall. It looks like his bonnet's up.
I don't think Steve's enjoying the weather.
Nah, I don't think so.
He's cursing the weather, but his teammates
Richmond's
who are all
down the
running in the
bits.
top 10 seem to be dealing with it effectively. Now Hill's going to make a move on Connerbeer.
He's almost pushing him around the corner there.
Pace here, Hill. New set of wets. It's going to do him good for the next 5 minutes. Interestingly also there, Hill has now done all his stops and he's probably 20 seconds ahead of Lane.
Yeah, that damage was a lot, I think, to fix for Lane.
He's not actually, he's not 20, he's probably 12, but
No, yeah.
somebody runs wide in front of Hill there. I'm not sure who that was.
Purple car, I think. I think it's Zielikowski, maybe?
Let's have a look. It is Zielikowski.
Oh, there's been a touch with Lane and 87. Who's 87?
Zielikowski.
That was Lane. Something happened with Lane and him, I think.
Lane's trying to. Oh yeah, because now
Just-
Williams is right back on Lane.
Not quite sure. I was looking at different screens there. I just looked up and Lane was.
So Zielikowski wasn't on the track, I don't think, when that
So I
contact.
don't know if Lane just went wide and just
Lane
hit
go
him
wide and
run
he
off
was just
there.
there.
Not sure. I only saw the very last moment of it, so I didn't really see what would lead up. It's looking like it's close to flooded now, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to take a lot, even if it dries out, it's going to take a long time for the track to actually dry completely.
Gilly's out the pits now. I think the feedback we might get from drivers is if you're in that top 10, what a race, what a night. Everyone below that probably not going to be too happy with what they've just had to deal with.
Yeah, it's been a lot for them, everyone to deal with tonight, so I'm not expecting all positive feedback from this one, that's for sure. But it's just what the server can do sometimes. I didn't really do it like this in practice, so just sort of find that, don't we? Sometimes just on race night, it just comes up with something you're not really seeing that often, but it's just luck of the draw.
What I did miss was Richmond's pitted and come out 7 seconds behind Hill.
Okay. Just behind Conway as well.
Yeah, although Connerbeer does need to pit, so Hill's now the leader of everyone who's done a pit. But we are being led by Horn, Rico and Skunky in third. This could work out great for Hill because even if Lane comes through the traffic here.
They're both Octane drivers, so I think it's more about the team, and I think Octane are looking still very strong to win this. But IBI have only got 3 drivers as well. They've both only got 3 drivers. But Octane are all up in the big point positions. Lico's the only IBR one up there at the moment, really. Williams 12.
I was thinking the personal glory that
Yeah.
Lane will
But
have
it's
to
the
deal
team
with
battles, isn't it?
Richmond,
So,
which will probably give Hill a bit breathing space. Richmond's now right on Connebeer. Horn leading the race. So I was pointing that out.
yeah, he's had a great race.
Richmond's just going to drive straight past Connebeer here. Gets the drive. Can't see the stop in that BMW ahead of the Ginetta.
We've got 2 clouds after this next 5 minutes of rain.
Oh, did not see that. Connebeer actually did a little undercut on Richmond there, kept the place. So the rain's about to stop.
This will take a while to dry.
Richmond's right on. Makes touch of standing water there. Pushes him wide.
Yeah.
And there's that Lane in the background behind him as well now, so he's now catching up with him. So the guys who haven't stopped is
I'd just carry on if you're on the wets until they see if it dries out or see if it's going to get wet again, because potentially other guys might have to pit again if it goes dry.
yeah.
But I think that won't happen till the very end of the race, even if this. I would have thought it's going to take a while for it to dry out. It's almost flooded, isn't it? So
Lane's fairly chunking time out of Richmond here now. Richmond's caught behind Connebeer. Although Richmond's maybe just going to get the move done here. He does, he goes past Connebeer, just needs to make it stick. He does. He's off. Next up for Connebeer is Lane to deal with, who's already right on the back of him. Just try to keep an eye out, see if the rain stops. Connebeer's trying to defend here, but it looks like Lane just has too much car for him as the BMW struggles out every corner now. Oh!
ooh,
Lane does great to keep that there.
did amazingly well there, didn't he?
Was it? Oh, it was Migrun, wasn't it? Zandervoort, somewhere like that, also had like an insane catch across the grass, and there's Lane past Connebeer anyway.
Yeah, I think Connebeer maybe felt a bit bad for pushing him off there. He kind of opened the door, but I think he knows Lane's quicker.
He's up front, just hanging it out there still. Let's try and see what happens
Yeah.
this weather. What has happened here though is the weather has really strung everyone out a bit.
Yeah, it's Spa as well, isn't it? These long pit stops.
He's just coming past Frankenberry there in the Chevy. It's just slowed to let him past, I think. I think the rain's still coming down, but it's very light now. Difficult to see through.
Yeah, it's about to stop, isn't it? but there's a lot of water on the track. It's not going to dry in a couple of laps this one. Maybe right at the end of the race it stays cloudy.
To see if that sun comes out again, then you never know. Oh, it just cut to horn and he's bouncing across the grass.
Oh my god. Save that.
I'm not sure who he's
Car
trying
there
to
as
pass
well.
there. Creek.
Yeah, it must be lapped car there.
Yeah, it's Creek.
Horn's leading.
He's going by Creek. Lico's pitting. We now have no rain on the radar. Lico's in. Surely dries. Huge gamble here.
That's wet there. I've maybe left it another lap or two, but maybe he has got no choice, I don't know.
Spunky in third, stays out there. Yeah, yeah, maybe, yeah. Skunky up to second here. He's got to go.
There's a lot of spray, isn't there? It's not. It's just so hard to tell how quickly it's going to dry. And there's rain on the forecast now as well.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. It's still very wet out there. You see Skunky's Mercedes scrabbling for grip over the curves. Williams pits make his last mandatory. I forgot about Hill there. Still in there. Richmond. Lane's not really taken much out there. I thought Lane would have put right up on Richmond, so. Not sure whether he's just picking his battles here or.
It's coming out now.
The sun's out. Track's already up to 28 degrees. This could be bone dry before the rain comes back on. Love to know what Rico came out on. Look at how sunny it is.
Yeah.
Horns still thundering round with Creek behind him. Creek needs to be... Oh, Horn hugely wide there. Over the grass again. Does not care. Although I know Creek's got a race.
This is that moment we had about 2 laps ago.
Yeah. I know Creek's got a race to be doing, but you can't really be putting pressure on Horn here, I don't think. But yeah, that was the exact same. Hill's just pulled right up on the back of Skunky now. Just for third. Skunky goes wide.
They're teammates, aren't they?
Will Skunky just let him by? Yes, he does.
Yeah, he is.
Sensible. They're racing different races now with 18 minutes to go. Track still showing wet, but the sun is out.
It's a lot of water there, wasn't there? It rained really hard.
Yeah, that as well. I think I commented when Richmond came out the pits, he was 12 seconds behind Hill. He's now probably 5. So he's still in this for a win as well.
And Lane's there, Lane's right there, isn't he?
It's even been quite exhausting trying to keep up with this, never mind drive. What's going on here? Oh, It's cut back. It looks like we've got Williams on Williams action here. It looks like Brandon just caught up with it.
I think he just lost the place, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
I think he just lost place here.
Two South African racers.
Carnavir's in the pits, Mackay in the pits, GDC guys are in the pits. What tyres are they putting on? I ain't got a clue. Guess you got to go wets, I don't know.
It's got to be dry, surely.
It's going to rain again there. I mean, imagine what they got to make these. They got to make these decisions while they're racing around there, mate. That's what makes this so tough.
Yeah, they've not had 20 minutes to ponder what to do. They're just in. Richmond's still going, sliding it everywhere. So he's past Skunky now. The lane now needs to deal with Skunky. And lane does, just goes by him. It's a good little battle. Looks, after all this, it looks like they could have a battle for second, third underway. They're all in the same picture there. Oh, blue sky now. 54 drive through for speeding. That's Mackay, GDC.
He's having a great race.
He's had a great race and just undone it.
I wonder why he got a drive through and then. Sorry, did he get it for corner cuts or
speeding in
pit lane? Because I don't know why Broom got a stop and go earlier, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what that was for. Why he got that and not a drive-through. I'll be back with you in 2 seconds, mate. I'm just going to go outside the comms box and have a look at the weather.
Skunky pits. Tyres Nico's on. He pitted whilst it was still raining, but the weather was shown as drying up. Need to keep an eye on his pace to see what's happening. Let's go through the field. Mercedes looks like it's been in a bit of a battle there. Right, flapping. Welcome the BMW. Very good there for him. Track still showing as wet. Then Gillies. Just behind Gillies right now we have the lead 3. Sure, Steve will just get out of the way, do the right thing. He'll be aware of these guys. The moment there in the Janetta, just a little step out. He's getting the lights now from Hill. Taps the brake there early, lets Hill through. Next up for him is Richmond. Gillies is flashing the light at Hill. He's furious. A reminder for Mackay that he's got a drive through just flashing up in the bottom of the screen there. Track temperature is now 29 degrees but still wet, but it looks like it's drier than wet.
I'm back.
I'm saying we're near 30 degree track temperature and the track has like a dry line almost forming, but we're still shown as wet.
Yeah, it's very close to damp, I think, looking at that. I'd imagine it would change in the next minute.
So Gillies now has Richmond and Lane coming up behind him. He's going to let Richmond through. He's letting Richmond through.
Owen is in the pits. It's our last mandatory pit stop of the race.
Oh my goodness. Regionettas here are not going to fit
Oh,
through this
oh
section.
God.
Steve gets out of the way, leaves those two to it. Track's still wet.
Yeah.
And whilst they are battling, they are slowly catching Hill now. Richmond
It's going to
defends.
rain by the time this gets to dry tyres, I think.
I wonder if anyone did pit and chance tries.
Yeah, we'll have to find out afterwards.
Lane's past Richmond outside there. Richmond's going to come back at him here. He's not going to have the line though. He's going to have to yield. Good racing for these guys.
Yeah, that's probably the 1-2 for Octane.
You're calling that with 10 minutes to go?
Yeah, I think so.
I think he's struggling to believe
So where's Horn come out then? Did he come out P4?
P5.
P5.
P5, yep.
Skunky and Foster could be a good little battle. 2 seconds in it at the moment.
Let's keep an eye on that. You see Williams is catching Creek.
It's still wet and it's going to rain in 5 minutes. And then rain harder. So we're going to end under the wet conditions.
Which will suit them all.
Yeah, no one should have to pit again, I don't think, the tyres, but there might be one or two, who knows.
Let's have a little look at how Max is getting on. He's had an eventful evening.
It's actually dropped a bit, he was 2 seconds back. So, I don't know if maybe...
See a lot of time
Maybe
between
some-
to and fro, and isn't it? It's so easy just to make a
Yeah.
little mistake.
He was so close to having a DNF as well, Max, wasn't he, on that catch on the first few laps?
Yeah,
Crashing into
yeah.
the barrier.
That was a great save.
Tyre looks filthy.
Look at Kyle Williams. He's catching Creek.
Yeah, he might. Who knows? We're coming down to the point now where every point for IVR might be enough to hang on. They're definitely not going to win the round. But it's Octane probably going to do that with
Lico's done well to
first,
have
second, and
this thing
sixth.
in fourth.
Yeah, Lico's crucial. Lico's crucial. He gets that fourth.
I'll tell you what as well. And also probably the GDC boys will easily avoid the wooden spoon here now.
Yeah.
Strong showing from them. Williams is now getting right on the back of Creek. It's still wet out there, remarkably, with 10 minutes of running in the sun. Good effort from them all here. Still got 22 guys out running on the track.
Yeah. No, it's brilliant. Everyone's stuck at it. It's been a proper tough evening.
As Mackay dived in for his stop go. Well, it's just a drive through, but he's in the pits. So he'll be going backwards here. three are just kind of sort of settled into a little rhythm of.
I think I just made a little rough calculations. I think at the moment Octane are going to probably win. I think then IVR are going to need every point, so they could do with Williams here making this move.
Let's keep an eye on that then. He's trying hard. He's trying.
Yeah.
It's just kind of unfortunate. It's just catching Creek just at points in the track that aren't great for overtaking opportunities.
Yeah. Don't think he'll manage to get any further than this, so he can just concentrate on making this move in the next 7 minutes.
I think Mackay's come back out behind. Is he going behind Gillies? Could he be that far back?
He's behind post arms. Yeah, no, looks like he is. Yeah. Or no, it's Gillies lapped.
Or is Gillies maybe lat? Is that?
He looks like he's P12.
Let's see if the tables update. Nuisance here. It's not letting that McLaren back past. This is the closest battle on track, so we'll just stick with them. Although Richmond just took a little chunk out of the lane there. Rain's back on.
Yeah, it's never went below wet, the track, did it?
So me suggested
Thought there was a lot of water there.
Wets was nonsense.
Who's that?
Me saying like I would pit for dries. Sorry, that's what.
Yeah. It was just because there was so much water on the track, it was going to take a little while to clear.
Richmond right on lane.
Right on the
Have a
back.
look at this.
If Lane's had a moment, was he? Did he have a good gap or not?
Second and a half.
Okay. Oh. Richmond just. And Hill's right there as well, so this could be crucial for the team battles as well. If Richmond got ahead of Lane,
Yeah.
he'd be doing Invictus a massive favour.
Oh, look at Richmond. He's going to make the move here on lane. He's alongside. Oh, look how slidey that is. Oh, my goodness. Good driving. You seen him touching the brakes there and it just sliding about.
Yeah, crucial moments right at the end of this race.
And we missed it, but Williams is now past Creek.
Oh yeah.
Okay, still showing as 12, so he must have been a lap up on Gillies. Just watching the top three here. This is where the action is at now. .3 minutes to go. What will that be? Is about halfway around a lap, so maybe got 2 laps left.
It's going to be tight whether they get. I think the next lap might be the last one. Wet lap around here is going to be about 2 minute 30, isn't it? So 30 something is going to, yeah. Don't think they're going to get to the line. I think the next lap will be the last one, but we'll see. It's going to be tight.
Is Lane playing the team game here? A bit of a moving roadblock just to let Hill get the win?
No idea, mate. I'd imagine he wants to win himself, but who knows? Richmond's not making it easy for him. Three drivers within
Okay,
1.5
wide.
seconds.
I was just thinking if Lane was to pull up on the hill, he would just drag Richmond with him then.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, Lane goes really deep there. Lane is trying hard here. He's went deep and it's like Richmond just come right
Okay,
back
the
at
leader's
him.
on the
And
final
you're right,
lap now.
final
Give
lap.
it all you can.
So here we go. Battling for second here. Lane's now being defensive, taking shallower lines. Is he going to compromise his exit? Doesn't look to have. Hill just extends his lead a little bit. He'll be happier this is going on behind him. So Jeanette slide through the Rouge Radion down the straight. Full throttle here for them. Lane's
Lane's pulled
got
away
a
there.
breathing space here.
So it looks like the 1-2 is secure.
Yeah,
And that's going to go a long way to probably winning the Team Battles series for Octane Racing.
yep, banning catastrophe now. It does look that way. So it doesn't take much in this weather for catastrophe to happen. And there, Gillies has had an incident. There's at the Kenny Straits. He was shown as yellow, so I'm not sure what's happened there. We've switched to our leader. So
Yeah, Hill's
he's got 9 corners
he
to go.
won the first race of the season as well at Sano. So that's 2 wins for him this season. 3 races. He didn't race in the other one, so that's 2 out of 2 for him personally.
Great drive. He's just not really made mistakes, has he? He's just kept it facing the right way all the time.
Yeah. The Aston's a good car for these kind of conditions as well, I think. Surprised there's not a few more out there really.
He's just bringing us round
Williams
now.
has got past Foster into P8 now, so maybe IVR just grabbing every point they can there. We'll have to do the numbers. I've got a feeling Octane are going to do it, but it's going to be close.
Yeah. Rico in 4th, Williams 8th. Here we go. Hill's just taking us round. There he is for the win.
The leader has finished
Great
the race.
drive.
Great drive.
Such
Lane
hard conditions to
second.
win that race is one to savour.
Richmond
Lane will think he
third.
chucked it away, but it's a great team result.
Rico's going to be 4th and he's still got
Yeah,
half a lap to
brilliant
go.
drive. Yeah, it's a different kind of race, isn't it? Form's got to be up there with my drive of the day, I think, as well.
Yeah, a really strong drive. Are we allowed to say unexpectedly strong? Sometimes a bit
I think
over-exuberant.
these conditions as well, it's like he didn't really, yeah. It's just a great drive, I think. It's these conditions have been the biggest test you'll probably get on this game. At this track as well, it's considering the conditions, I don't think there's been many bad incidents at all, so proper frustrating race for a lot of people, but very good stuff driving standards, I thought. Clear Lico.
Excellent. Right, there's Lico just taking us through the bus stop for 4th. And Horn, our driver of the day, coming into the bus stop. He's going to take 5th.
Creek is right behind Foster, 0.7 behind him. He's ahead of him.
He's ahead of him
I think
now.
Max might have damage. I just seen him behind him.
He does have damage.
He's got yeah. He's not going to lose. At 10th will be. He'll finish 10th. 11th already finished.
6th. Connery's comfortably going to be 7th here.
Yeah, he's had a good drive. I think aided by probably starting on the dries. I think he did.
So there we go.
Oh,
Top 20 is
Session time has run out.
yeah. The top 20 is Hill, Lane, Richmond, Lico, Horn, Skunky, Cornabeer, Williams, Creek, Foster, Williams, Mackay, Murray. Great result for Murray actually. Didn't see much of him on stream, but Thomas, Holcomb, Broom, Gillies, Barcher, Armstrong, Carlos. So top 20. It's a good race. It was a challenging race.
Yeah, that's but it might be.
Yeah, so yeah, I'll just end the stream there. It was difficult conditions for everyone, but well done for everyone, just keeping that clean and quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, firing just for us. So I think I've got to go on and have a rest after that. I think.
I'm just curious to see the Discord. That's what I want to see now. So, yep. Thanks a lot for joining us, Tux, and thanks to anyone that watched the stream. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, cheers, mate.